Cloak and Dagger is the newest entry in the Marvel Cinematic Universe. Coming off the mediocre Marvel's Runaways, I had fairly low expectations for Cloak and Dagger. After watching the trailer, I assumed it would just end up being another poorly written teenagers take on the adults adventure made to pander to 13-year-olds. But before I get into my opinions on the show, let's go over the story. Cloak and Dagger is about two teenagers, Tyrone Johnson and Tandy Bowen. The show subverts the usual tropes when it comes to race. Tyrone is upper middle class and going to a private school, while Tandy is homeless and her mom is an alcoholic. These two, while coming from completely different walks of life, are connected by a huge company conspiracy that has affected both of them in similar ways 8 years prior to the events of the show. Some subplots don't really go anywhere, such as the cop and her boyfriend, and Tandy's boyfriend's arrest, and some of the corruption that the kids go up against is a little unbelievable. Like, there's no way an evil company would just get away with some of these things without anyone looking into it at all. This show also puts one of the MCU's biggest strengths and weaknesses on full display. This is a world with gods, green giants, and space invaders. The people of Earth are therefore much more accepting of Tyrone and Tandy's abilities. While this shows great consistency in the world building, it also brings to head the fact that this world is now unrelatable to us, and therefore it gets more and more difficult to suspend our disbelief as every Marvel product comes out. The first few Marvel movies work so well because everyone seemed more like people than characters. However, this gets harder and harder to achieve. Despite this, Cloak and Dagger is a fun, smart, action-packed story that can be enjoyed by teens and adults alike. While the plot is pretty cliche, there are some interesting and unique developments in the latter half of the show that differentiates it from other similar shows. There are no real unconvincing performances or poorly written characters. The evil CEO has pretty basic motivations, but all the other characters are complex and dynamic. One thing I liked is that the show got into how not everyone working at the company is evil. There are just regular people who believe in the company's mission statement and are just trying to make a living. The dynamic between our two leads, Tyrone and Tandy, is very compelling. It's also a platonic relationship, which is rather refreshing for this genre. While they do take a few episodes to actually start working together, the way they bounce off each other and work together has an organic and very heartfelt quality. Their relationship is more akin to brother and sister rather than boyfriend and girlfriend, and therefore their chemistry is much more believable. The star of the show is Aubrey Joseph, who plays Tyrone. He shows a wide acting skill set, able to balance the comedy, action, and drama. He acts as the moral center of the show, which makes it all the more effective and engaging when his emotions go unchecked. Cloak and Dagger's greatest strength lies in its characters. Although the story sometimes slows down a bit too much, the characters are always a joy to watch, so it doesn't really matter. This show is definitely worth a watch.